Hey there, everybody. Okay, today we're going to talk about gate pose. We're going to do a few different variations inside of this pose. There's a lot of creativity and diversity to be had. And I think an overall benefit from gate pose is lower back relief. And it's not that we're stretching the lower back directly, but we're doing a few things that are going to support opening and relieving the lower back. One of those is opening the hips. We're taking a leg out to the side and it's going to give our inner hamstrings a nice stretch and just support another range of motion in our hips. We're getting a lot of stretch along the side body, which, as we have talked about before, that can promote relief in the neck and shoulders and the lower back when we open up the side bodies. And another variation we're going to explore is a little bit of a twist, but it's a really open twist. It feels great through the spine and the shoulders, which again can just relieve some pain that tends to jam up in the back. Okay, so let's come to the mat. We're going to be on our knees, so I recommend having a folded towel or blanket under your knees for padding. I know mine can get a little sore. Okay, and if you'll start on your hands and your knees, we'll take a leg out to the side. I'm going to take my left leg out to the side here first. Okay, so just to talk about position, we want this leg to be right out of the hip, so in line with the hip as best as possible. And the toes will point forward as much as they can. If your toes are not quite straight, that's okay. The goal, more than that, is to get the whole foot grounded. So not like this, but leaning down and grounding that outer edge of the foot. Okay? Make sure this hip stays stacked over this bent knee. Sometimes we can get a little excited and we'll lose our foundation. So keep the hip stacked over the knee, ground down through the whole foot that's extended. And we're going to start with our hands on the floor here, okay? So hands underneath our shoulders, spreading our fingers and our knuckles nice and wide. And we're going to inhale with the same arm of the leg that's forward. So my left arm, I'm going to inhale and reach way forward. And then I'm going to lift up and open up as I twist open and draw a big circle back, down, and around. I'm going to inhale, reach forward, exhale, lift up, and back and down. So then we can just draw these circles here for a little bit, moving with your breath, letting the neck just be soft and gentle, coming along as it will. Just waking up and opening up the spine here, okay? So after you've done that several times, we're going to inhale and lift all the way up, reaching our hands to the sky, still grounding down through the legs and feet on the ground. Okay, we're going to inhale right here. And then exhale, take the left arm down to the left leg and reach up and over to the left here, okay? This is the traditional gate pose. But we're going to do something with it. We're going to inhale back up to the sky. And then exhale, here's where it'll be personal for you. You can, if you have a yoga block, you can take your hand to a yoga block right next to your leg and place the hand there and then reach the left arm overhead, okay? Then we'll come back up. We'll get back down to gate pose, reaching up and over, scooping the tailbone under a little bit here for support, okay? Reach back up with your breath in. And then if you don't have a yoga block, you might just bring your hand to your hip and reach over. Okay, let's do it again. Inhale, reaching up. Scoop tailbone under a little bit here. Navel to spine as we stretch. Inhale to reach up. Or maybe you don't need the yoga block at all and you can reach the floor. Either way, keep pressing the hips forward a little bit here and reaching through the outer edge of the straight leg and then following that stretch all the way up the side body to the fingertips. Big breath. Okay, stay there for as long as you like, and then we'll slowly circle the arms back down to the ground. Okay, now we'll do a little bit more targeting in the hips. We'll take a breath in. And then exhale, draw your hips back and down toward that back heel. Inhale, pulsing forward. Exhale, pulsing back. Just waking up some energy in the hips and the legs, moving back and forth. Okay, I'm going to turn to the side for this one so you can really see what's happening in the legs. okay? So my hips start stacked over my knees. And then I'm just gonna draw my hips down and back, okay? And then reach them back up. Notice my back toes, I prefer to have them tucked. It gives me a little more support. So then I can really press through my toes, hug my belly button in, and without just kind of collapsing, right? We want to maintain integrity with the way we move. And then eventually, again, if you have blocks, you might bring your forearms down to blocks and just kind of hold this, it's called Heaven's Gate pose here for a little bit. Again, really active, grounding through the outer edge of our straight leg. Otherwise, maybe you don't need blocks, and you can just come to the floor with your forearms. Or maybe you stay lifted on your hands, okay? When you're done, bring that knee underneath your hips, wiggle around a little bit, maybe take a cat-cow, and prepare for the other side. Okay, that's a little gate pose series. So feel free to rewatch the video and check in on parts that you may have missed, or focus on one movement that feels like it's really working for you instead of doing the whole thing. And as always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. All right, thanks everybody.